There's a gentleman out in our yard with a gun.
We gotta call someone with a gun?
Who called the police and said someone had a gun? For a guy who's just recording people and trying to get under people's skin.
Apparently this guy broke this guy's camera. He wants to be a victim.
Does he have a right to videotape?
Yes.
Yes.
Does he have a right to not identify himself?
Yes, 100%.
He doesn't even have to identify himself to us.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. Today's story features SLO County Observer. I've covered his encounters with law enforcement before, including his lawsuit against the county of Santa Cruz, the Santa Cruz County Sheriff, and the court director. That lawsuit is still ongoing and should have an update soon. Today's incident occurred on February 16th of 2022 outside of Peninsula Crane in San Jose. SLO was walking around in an industrial area, live streaming from the public sidewalk. When he reached Peninsula Crane, the owner of the business ran out to the sidewalk to confront SLO about what he was doing.
Why don't you watch your language, dude?
Hey, you're obviously being obnoxious to me by not giving me answers.
I'm actually being pretty polite.
Well,
you're the one yelling at me.
Okay, well, I want you to explain what your presence and why you're videotaping my f***ing yard.
No, I'm not going to tell you anything.
Okay. All right.
This guy with you?
F***ing A, he is. Oh, well.
Within the first few moments of the encounter, the business owner has now ripped the camera off of SLO's tripod and throws it against the wall behind them. The camera ends up in the bushes, but SLO is recording from multiple devices.
Why are you videotaping?
This guy just grabbed my camera,
Oh, well.
broke it, and
Great.
threw it over there in the bushes.
Why are you over here videotaping kids?
You're probably a perv.
This guy right here. This is the one. Grabbed my camera off of it, ripped it off,
All right.
and threw it in the bushes. Go ahead, call the cops.
I f***ing am.
Yeah, you're going to pay for that camera too.
I ain't f***ing doing sh**.
You're going to pay for that camera.
You ain't doing sh**.
Look at what he did.
Send you to f***ing jail.
You ain't sending me nowhere. You're the one that's going to end up going to jail, if anything.
The owner of the property that SLO was not on now calls the cops, somehow thinking that filming in public is an arrestable offense.
Sounds the emergency. How may I help you?
Well, yes, good morning. My name is Stan. My company is Peninsula Crane and Rigging. Can you send an officer? I have a suspicious person who is videotaping my property, and so forth. They won't explain himself.
And how long is the person there?
Thank you very much, ma'am.
How long has he been there? Hello?
After hanging up on dispatch, they call the business owner back.
This is Stan.
Oh, hi, Stan. This is San Jose Police. Is that gentleman still there?
Yes, he is, and
Okay.
he's refusing to move.
Okay. Where is he at on the property?
He move. He won't.
Okay, sir. On the property, where is he?
He is videotaping my property from the sidewalk.
So he's on the sidewalk. Okay, I understand. But he's in front of the business, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And does he have any weapons?
No, he has cameras.
Okay, does he look drunk or on drugs?
I do not have the ability to search him, ma'am.
Okay, that's fine. I just have to ask these questions. Oh, thank you. Okay, what race is he, sir?
It doesn't matter, ma'am.
Well, we need to know his description, so that's why I'm asking. What race is he?
Description is approximately 5'8" to 10. He has a light dark black beard.
And how long has he been out there?
I don't know, but he was spotted videotaping and so forth. And when I asked him to cease and desist, he refused and won't identify who he is.
Okay.
So, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, and how do you spell your last name, sir? I can't spell it.
It's ridiculous.
Whatever.
Hello?
You can comment
Hello?
all you want, sir. It doesn't matter to anybody.
Okay.
The business owner again hangs up on the dispatcher, and then the entitled man grew even more impatient and called 911 a second time to request an ETA.
San Jose Emergency, what are you reporting?
Yes, good morning. I called in earlier requesting an officer. I was wondering if you had an ETA. The man is still here, and he's videotaping across from a school.
One of the man's employees also calls and lies to the dispatcher, reporting SLO as possibly armed.
There's a man out here who is standing on the sidewalk. He keeps taking pictures of the kids at the school across the street. Our owner went out there to try and figure out what's going on. Now they're taking pictures of him. He looks like he's got something in his back pocket. It almost looked like a gun. Someone needs to get out here right now.
So okay, so we've already got the call there, and I want you to slow down for a minute. What makes you guys think it's a gun in the back pocket?
I don't know. It looks funny. It's got something that looks like a handle. I'm just saying, I'm not getting close enough to the son of a bitch to...
Okay, what?
So where are the officers?
Ma'am, they're going to be on the way. What color is the handle?
It's black.
Okay.
Please, just hurry. I've got to go.
When officers don't arrive in record speed, the woman calls back, making her presumption of a gun even more deliberate.
Yes, you guys need to send a police officer or more than one. There's a gentleman out in our yard with a gun, I believe.
What is a gun where?
It looks like he has a gun.
Where?
And I'm telling you what, if you guys don't come in the next 5 minutes, I'm calling all the TV stations.
Ma'am,
what?
A gun where?
What? In his bag.
Okay, one moment.
Hurry up.
Okay, stay on the phone with me.
The woman hangs up again. Now, the multiple hang-ups, reports of a gun and school children prompted a Code 3 multiple agency response of over a dozen officers of the San Jose Police Department and the County Sheriff's Office.
Well, this guy looks like the guy they're describing. Hi, sir, can I help you?
My camera off my stand right here.
Yeah.
I'm in the bushes over there.
Okay. We got a call of someone with a gun?
No.
You don't have a gun?
I don't have a gun.
Okay. You free to record me? I don't care. I'm recording you.
Okay.
So we did a good report of you, male with sunglasses, mask, bag with a gun. Okay. So you can record me. You can leave that there. I just gotta make sure I'm safe.
All right,
okay?
go for it, man.
So
I don't have any.
Okay. I'm just gonna take your bag off. Okay.
I can.
Yeah. Take it off,
well,
please.
it's got a body.
Okay. That's fine. Like I said, I'm just trying to be safe. Okay. That way we can deal with this appropriately. Okay. So just relax. You're gonna have to put the tripod. Wait. Maybe I'm gonna pat search you for weapons. There's a report. No, I'm gonna pat search you.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I don't have any.
Okay. Well, I just got to make sure. We're obviously, they might have exaggerated, but that's what we're here to figure out. Well, that's what it sounds like. So, just separate your legs for me, please. All right. Just gonna hold on to your bag real quick. I'm not taking it. Here.
Can I get my body cam?
Yeah. Go ahead. Give me this body cam. Sounds like 51 Charles 4. You can shut down any incoming code 3. Go back to normal. This sounds like some kind of civil issue. So what happened?
I was recording from the sidewalk up there.
Okay.
This guy didn't like it, so we just grabbed my camera and threw it in the bushes. And that's everything. It caught it on live stream.
Okay. Do you know them or what's going on?
No, I don't know them at all. I was just checking out their cranes. They have like cranes and stuff.
Oh, you don't know them at all? You're
I don't
just
know
recording?
them at all.
Okay.
I'm just a random dude.
Okay. Well, they called in a guy with a gun, so you get this response.
They want this kind of response, yeah.
You get this kind of response.
Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 San Jose officers. 11, 12, 13. Looks like they're all
Well, there's a lot of trainees out here.
geared up, for sure.
They called in a guy with a gun, you know. In this day and age, you would want this kind of response,
That sounds
right?
like a crime to me, man. They're lying.
Well, I don't know. I came out from another area, but we were the first here, so.
Is it cool if I go out of the sun over here?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. Yeah, that's fine.
It's my.
We're not going to search it. We're just making sure, trying to figure out what's going on. But obviously you're recording, so I wouldn't imagine that you have a gun, because then you'd kind of snitch yourself out if you did, right?
I have there's pepper spray in there, but
that's fine.
These guys wanted this kind of response, guys. That's how it goes.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's not cool if they called in a guy with a gun and there is no guy with a gun.
That's what happened, man. They asked me if I had a gun. I was like, no, I don't have a gun.
Yeah, well, it sounds like they weren't too cooperative either. So, you know, they call a guy in with a gun in front of a school. This is what you get.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
right?
I understand.
You can understand that, right?
I
And
totally get that.
I was cool with you, right?
You were cool.
You know.
You were cool. You didn't cuff me. Props for that.
Well, I've been doing this long enough to tell, like, the guy with the gun isn't going to have the camera and you know, all that.
Definitely not.
And flag me down. Hey, you know.
Yeah.
You always got to be ready for it, but I use my experience, you know, like.
What's your name, sir?
Silva.
Silva.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of trainees and new guys that might have thrown you out anyways.
Okay. I think we're looking at a PC-211. I want to get this guy.
So those officers are investigating.
Okay.
We're just here to help. We're the closest. We got dispatched from a different area.
What do we need over here? Because it's a big nothing.
Well, he wants to press charges for this guy vandalizing his camera.
Broke my camera. My camera's supposed to be right here.
So whose beat is
It's in the bushes over there right now.
I don't know.
Can you go figure that out with whoever's on your team?
No one's on my team.
After speaking with SLO and realizing he is not a threat and has done nothing wrong, a few of the deputies start searching for the broken camera.
Apparently this guy broke this guy's camera.
Okay.
He wants to be a victim.
All right.
We're gonna go look for the piece. I'm sorry. Apparently he broke a piece of this guy's camera off and threw it over here, so we're gonna go look for it real quick.
And so what happened today exactly, Rue?
Look like, I'm sorry.
It's a small handy cam. Sorry, let me
what?
Small handy cam. So it's about
how large,
6 inches by 2 inches.
He didn't want to come look for it because he didn't want to go onto their property.
Found it.
Where?
Is it that Sony one?
Hold on. Good eye, folks.
I'll go around.
Hold on. Sir, that's the camera confirmed?
That's, wait, let me. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I see the damage.
Taking pictures of that?
Yeah, just of the damage.
While those deputies were looking for the camera, another group was interviewing the business owner that threw it, affirming that SLO had a right to film and no legal requirement to identify himself to a stranger, let alone an officer.
This gentleman over here with the black hoodie was outside the south gate, videotaping inside and whatever. I went out and identified myself, and I asked him what he was doing, asked him to identify himself and what he was doing.
Okay.
And he refused.
And where was he standing at? On the sidewalk?
He was on the sidewalk.
Okay, so he has a
yes, he has a right to be on the sidewalk.
Yes.
But does he have a right to videotape?
Yes.
Yes, you're in public view.
Okay. But does he have a right to not identify himself?
Yes, 100%.
He doesn't even have to identify himself to us.
He's doing a First Amendment right. He has a First Amendment right to record. There's nothing wrong with him recording. If you don't want to be recorded, you can go inside, away from the camera's view.
Is there a gun scene?
I don't know, ma'am.
I reported that there was a gun scene to us.
I don't know. I know one of our guys said he had his hand in his pocket, inside his bag, when they first seen him, and they didn't know if he had a gun or not.
Well, we're gonna reverse whoever he called on that phone and figure out who's saying he has a gun.
Eventually, one of the officers attempts to find the woman that called frantically, hanging up after claiming that SLO had a gun.
Which one called and said there's a gun?
None of them are saying it.
Hey, find out who it was, because there needs to be some problems. There's going to be some problems.
It wasn't me.
Okay.
What female is calling? We need to speak to her right now because she lied to us, and that's a big issue. So find out what female inside your guys' business called us here for this kind of response. So we'll go inside and find out. Because this is ridiculous. Who called the police and said someone had a gun?
I called the police and said it looked like he had something that looked like
Okay,
a gun.
well, we need you to come outside and talk to us. Okay. Because everyone out here saying that nobody said he had a gun, and that's a very serious accusation.
I know. It looked like he had a gun in his back pocket. That's why I was terrified when I called.
Someone said he has a gun.
I said, it looks like he has a gun in his back pocket. They said, where is it? I said, it looks like it's in his back pocket. And they said, what color is it? And I said,
why are we
black.
calling in the first place? Because he says he's just out here recording. So what's the issue?
What do you mean, what's the issue?
So how did this whole thing present itself that we're calling the police to say someone has a gun who has no gun?
He's been out here. He was taking video and pictures of the school kids.
Okay.
And then my owner went out and he started trying to incite the owner.
Mm-hmm.
And then our other gentleman went out with him, Shamir. And so I brought my dog out here to go pee, and the man turned around and I saw something in his back pocket. And it scared the hell out of me, and I came in right away and I called the police. I said, it looks like he has a weapon in his back pocket.
Man, my problem too with this whole situation is if you're the one calling is why are you hanging up on our call takers?
I was coming out here to see what was going on.
Okay, ma'am, everything, I understand if you thought he had a weapon, I'm fine with that. But what you did if because he doesn't have a weapon at all.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
No, it's not, you cannot generate a response like that and hang up on our call takers. It's so far from okay. It's just ridiculous. If you were that scared, why would you keep coming back outside?
I didn't come outside. I came to the door to watch what was going on.
You stay on the phone with our call takers if you call 911. This response that you got today is ginormous for a guy who's just recording people and trying to get under people's skin.
Is that what he's doing?
I don't know. I wasn't here, but that's exactly what it seems like. And to call like that and hang up on our call takers, it's a big deal.
Well,
and it's
I'm
a big
very
issue.
sorry.
You don't get to hang up.
Like
people don't call our call takers and get to hang up like that. Their job is to give us updates so people don't get hurt.
Right. I just told them, please get someone out here immediately.
Ma'am, we read what you guys told them, and it wasn't that. You said, yes, he has a gun, and he has a gun. Yes, he does, and he placed it in his bag. I just saw him place it in his bag.
I did not say any of that.
To be completely fair, the woman used less assertive language than the officer is attempting to portray, but it seems fairly obvious that she intended to have a large police presence descend down upon SLO. Only she knows in her heart whether or not she was intentionally bending the truth to use tax-funded armed agents of the state to initiate violence on a man who, even if he had a gun, did nothing wrong. The most aggressive and dangerous thing anyone on scene did was what this Karen did. It doesn't even compare to throwing the camera. Now, in an amazing twist, perhaps for the first time in world history, the officers, speaking to the business owner, confirms all the information channels like mine, SLO County Observer, and thousands of others have been trying to say for many years.
All I asked for was to identify himself.
He doesn't have to.
Okay. So it's okay to videotape across the street from a school?
Yes, they try to audit us too. They'll come up to us and try to pull First Amendment stuff and try to trip us up. They're baiting you into getting yourself in trouble.
Oh, that's fine.
Right? And now look at all the amount of cops that came because you were telling him to ID himself.
Well, I didn't do anything about it.
But do you understand that? Like, he kind of got his
assistance.
point. He got his point across, right?
If you say so, ma'am. You're allowed to videotape even though somebody has said that please stop videotaping. I have a personal thing that they have that ability.
Yes.
You have no right to privacy in public.
Well, thank you for
He
the
may be up to
information,
something
Officer
weird.
Rodriguez.
It's suspicious, right? Why is he doing this? But it's not. He doesn't have to identify himself.
Doesn't have to identify himself. Okay. All right. Thank you for that information.
Now that the camera is found, the business owner violates his own right to remain silent and confesses to the crime.
He found his camera. Did you see if anyone took his camera from him?
I put my hand over it to get him to stop, so forth, and close. It had one of the little wings on it, and closed that. In attempt to close, he pulled back and it broke off the little mount.
And did you throw it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Because he was continuing to videotape, he would just sit there and harbor on that and so forth. I did remove it from the scene.
Okay.
Yeah, because if he's on public property, he can pretty much record and do whatever he wants. A lot of people do that at our police department, and there's really nothing we can do. Right, so same thing here. If you were to come in here in your parking lot,
he was antagonizing and so forth, and I know, but that was the only thing. After that,
What was he saying? Why was he recording? Did he say?
He refused to say anything.
Okay.
I asked him to identify. He told me it was none of my business. I asked him why he was recording and so forth, and he told me it was none of my business.
Yeah, especially he was on the sidewalk, correct?
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
okay,
sir.
Yeah.
The business owner was cited for vandalism.
So, you are going to get a criminal citation for vandalism. Okay.
Okay.
In the end, I feel somewhat bad for the business owner. Many people who watch these videos frown upon conducting audits on persons other than government employees. Regardless of how you feel about that issue, it is clear that this incident is a result of the failed education system in the United States. Negative rights, such as freedom of speech and press, are very basic, but the emotions caused by another expressing those rights can bear a significant weight on another's mental health if they don't fully understand what those rights are, why those rights are so important, and why why it's crucial to safeguard and teach them to the public. We are more easily controlled as a people if we are kept in the dark. Our individual liberties are effortlessly stripped away when we are unaware of them and fail to respect them in others. The very system that the business owner thought would help him is the same system that failed to teach him how catastrophic it would be without liberty. I personally wish it didn't take an act of violence for him to learn these simple concepts, but I hope the exposure makes him more aware of his own freedom. It is not clear whether or not he fought the citation. However, SLO's lawyer, Dan Neer, has sent demand letters that have yet to be answered. A civil complaint is prepared and should be filed within the next couple weeks. Stay tuned, as I have more stories being worked on that highlight corrupt cops and DAs that will be released soon. To check out SLO County Observer's other content, be sure to visit his channel using the link below, and while you're there, let him know I sent you. As always, thanks for watching. If you have a video you'd like to submit for review, use the link in the description or pinned comment. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification for future content. And remember to like, share, and comment down below of what you think of this interaction. It really helps the channel. If you enjoy our content, try our other channels, Lackluster Limited for criminal psychology content, and The Odd Side for paranormal videos. Shirts and other merchandise are available at the Teespring store. Memberships start at just $1 if you'd like to help further support the channel and get a slick Lack logo next to your name. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. All links are down below.